Hey guys, what's up? It's Castle here, back with another video on the solar eclipse weapons, and today we're going to be covering the mythical toxic flask. Now, I have made a video on this before, and I really do think that this could be a very good weapon, but only if you really practiced with it and knew how to use it. Now, I have made a video on it before with a farm, which is actually really good because this weapon does do a lot of damage. Okay, it can attack from a very far range, so maybe short to medium. I cannot see somebody going long range with this. Can I mortar it? Yeah, it's almost like a throwing knife where it'll go straight for a certain amount of time and then it'll arc, which isn't bad, but it's not too good either. It can attack through walls, which is also something that I covered in the farm, and it has a very wide splash range, which is good if you're in a farm and you're boxed off so you don't die. So you don't really need accuracy to throw this thing, as you see. I'm aiming pretty much anywhere and just making puffs and puffs of smoke, and it does do a lot of damage. But to get it through a 2-block, if you were trying to get it in between, you have to be pretty close range because it does arc like a throwing knife. As for penetration, it does definitely go through a lot of stuff. So it does go through enemies, so you can attack groups and hordes. Probably what I would be using this weapon for, maybe invasions, like early game invasions, if I'm trying to farm them. For instance, the Goblin Army, when I was farming him in hard mode, you still get the normal mode, you know, peons or pawns. I always call them peons. Anyone else? Call them peons. Pawns, the warriors, the mages, and the archers. I always got those, and then when the summoner comes, I'll probably switch to SDMG if I was farming. But during that, I could easily use this to farm because it does go through hordes pretty quickly, which is overall what you should be doing. Now I have the mythical prefix, and with the mythical prefix, it does a base damage of 54, and again, this is without a mage setup. I might actually get a mage when I'm doing these videos from now on. I might actually use the actual setup for one just to see what the best damage is, but for now I'm just using my range setup, which obviously if you look at the SDMG does a lot of damage while in vanish mode. So this weapon is overall, it's a really fun weapon to just screw around with. Like, if you're not trying, it's really fun, but I don't really like to use this weapon too much, to be honest, because it uses 24 mana, which I don't know how I feel about, considering the Unreal Hexdoll, or not Unreal, the Mythical Hexdoll, will only consume 4, and also, this is with this equipped as well, so if we take that off, and we go back, it uses 27 mana. So without a good mage build, it could be really hard to actually make a good setup, but then again, I could see why, because this weapon is completely overpowered in some situations. For instance, if I'm panicking, right, and I'm in low health and I have to hide here and enemies are coming, I could just spam at walls, right? That's why when I usually do go to boss fights, not even boss fights, if I'm farming an area, for instance, in 1.2.4, when I was in the jungle farming for turtle shells, because I had to make, you know, the turtle armor and then you can make the beetle armor from that, when I was farming for turtle armor, I would often get hurt a lot in the hard mode jungle because it's that dangerous. In normal mode, it's very dangerous, but if I never had this, but if I did, it would be easy. But because when I was farming, I always had a safe area I could run to and still be alive. But back then, when I was farming, I had the mythical death sickle, or the legendary death sickle. I always get the prefixes confused. But I had the legendary death sickle, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite weapon in Terraria, just because of how awesome what not only looks, but it is just completely overpowered. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. This has been the mythical toxic flask, or just the toxic flask. I will talk to you guys in the next episode.